Well, I don't think it's just a matter of India saying something. Today, the expectations of the world are very high in terms of what the G20 is able to produce, and produce in terms of meeting the challenges of the world. So, if you were to go to Africa, we go to Latin America, go to parts of Asia, go to the Caribbean, go to the Pacific, everybody is today saying, okay, I have a certain set of issues. I have a debt problem, I have a trade problem, I have a health access problem, I have a green development resourcing problem. So, what will the G20 do for me? So, the world is waiting. So, the world is waiting, or today I see it more for India as a responsibility, that we have the responsibility today in a very difficult world. It is difficult in terms of the COVID impact, difficult in terms of the conflict impact, in terms of the climate impact, in terms of debt. That is one part of it, but it is also difficult politically. There is a very sharp north-south divide. There is an even sharper east-west polarization. So, how do you bring people together? How do you find common ground? How do you make everybody understand that we all have a bigger responsibility? And therefore, please, can we kind of get our act together here and do what is right by the world?
As a former diplomat and now as an external affairs minister, I guess that's right up your alley to find common ground.
Well, everybody is worked and is working on it. There's a every minister, we have about 15 ministerial tracks. Every minister has put in the best. The Sherpa and his team have worked and are working very hard. So, it's a collective effort.
Sure. Right. You've just come back from BRICS. Yeah. You're heading for the ASEAN Summit, East Asia
this
Summit.
Evening.
Yeah. So that's the East Asia Summit, and then is the G20. It's a packed schedule. You spoke about Global South. You spoke about the divide between the East and West, between the North and South, and trying to find common ground. Do these countries see India as a voice? You said represent the Global South. Do these countries who are participating in these fora, do they see India as a credible voice within the fora?
The Global South countries? Yes. I mean, I would certainly hope so for this reason. There have been G20 summits before. No other G20 presidency made an effort to get together the developing countries who are not on the table and say, please come sit with us, tell us what are your concerns, and we will distill those concerns and place it before the G20. That is a very unique exercise. Nobody has done it before. So, if we have taken the trouble, and we meaning here Prime Minister Modi himself, if 125 countries have been consulted, feel today, yes, what we told India has promised us that they will put that issue on the table. I think they have a lot of expectation of India. And as far as the rest of the G20 is concerned, they know that, look, we have always in G20, outside the G20, India has a reputation of being a very constructive player, someone who bridges divides, who kind of somewhere helps to fix problems. So there's a lot of goodwill that we have, and again, I stress to you, I am confident that every one of the G20 coming to Delhi will understand the responsibility that they bear, will understand today that the other 180 countries of the world are looking to them to set directions, and that they cannot afford to fail them.